14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Episode 44 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM and Willimantic Today Facebook. Keith C. Rice back in here. We had a rerun last week. I was a little under the weather, but it was also our first anniversary show. So why not replay the first ever Hometown Threads show, the one I did with my father, Colin K. Rice. So I want to thank all the guests to be. We have a new guest right here. We'll kick off our second season right here, our second year rather. Once again, I want to thank all the guests, J. Matt Rupar, everyone at Willimantic Today that has been on board. Liberty Bank, of course, Be Community Kind, with 3 great local locations: West Main Street, Willimantic, Gateway Commons, across the street from the radio station, 679 Main Street, Willimantic, and Route 195 in Mansfield. Liberty Bank, Be Community Kind, J. Matt Rupar, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. Say hello to the fine folks.
Hello.
So again, thank you to everyone for I can't believe how fast the first year went. Here we are, kicking off our second year with Josh Niles of the. You got to talk about. I had your uncle in here. We're just talking about this, Tom White.
Yes.
I thought Tom had a lot of titles. You do too. Let's see.
I do.
You've been the manager at Papa Gino's in the Eastbrook Mall for how long?
Well, I've been Papa Gino's now for like 26 years total. I've been back as the general manager for 6.
Oh wait,
I bounced around Papa Gino's. I went to Waterford, to Vernon,
Really?
Norwich, and I came back home.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
See what happens when you move away for a bunch of years? Okay. So, we'll get into that. You've been at the Wyndham Center Volunteer Fire Department for how many years?
Since 99.
Since 99.
Yes, so
Wow.
24.
And we'll get to another reason why we have you here. We'll just to catch up with you as well on Hometown Threads, but it is timely talking about the Holiday Light Parade. Is that what they call it, the Holiday Light Parade?
It's had many names over the years.
You started it.
Transitioned a lot. Parade of Lights, Holiday Light Parade. It was Santa's Parade for a couple
Does
of years.
that bug you being, now that I just found out that you started this, it's very successful, successful, and props to you. But does that bug you that it really doesn't have one parade? I mean, like the Boombox Parade.
I mean, it's kind of like we tried a couple names to make it catchier, and a couple different people came in with some new ideas. We tried to refresh it a little bit. I think about 6-7 years ago, we were calling the Santa's Parade, and we were trying to get all the Santas from around the area to come be in the parade.
Wow.
It never really worked out to the person's vision, but it was a step in the evolution of it.
So when we refer to it, like when we plug it on the radio, the Holiday Light Parade.
That's the most the general name it's been called.
Holiday Light Parade.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we get into that, and we'll get into your story, Josh Niles, episode 44 here on Hometown Threads. What am I missing? Papa Gino's, Wyndham Center Volunteer Fire Department. You started the Holiday Light Parade here in downtown Willimantic, which is coming up this Friday. I must be missing something else. You're related. We know your father, Don and Lloyd, of course, and your uncle Tom.
I was a politician for a few years, but I backed out of that.
Really?
Yeah, I had a couple small board positions, and then I ran away. I've been president of the firehouse for about 12 years now. I work with most of the public relations and the fire prevention at the firehouse.
Okay.
So
it pretty much covered everything you
I go
do.
to all the schools.
You are a busy man.
I
Now,
am.
okay.
Basketball coach too.
In a what?
I also coach basketball for rec.
Okay, we can't leave that out.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. How long have you been doing that?
This will be my 3rd season.
3rd season. And what's the age group there?
This year I am doing 3rd and 4th grade girls, and I'm helping with 5th and 6th grade boys.
Wow. So you, geez, when do you have time for anything else?
I'm not really sure.
I was busy. So now let's go back to Papa Gino's for a second, and then we'll get into growing up around here. Tell us, share some stories with us. When did you come back to Papa Gino's in the Eastbrook Mall? Was that your call, or how'd that all work out?
So I was in Vernon at the time, and the manager here was stepping down, so they offered it to me, and I, of course, jumped back to go back home.
Yeah, sure.
You know,
How many years were you in Vernon?
I was in Vernon for about 4, and I actually ran both for about 8 months.
Wow.
that was a pretty weird time.
So give me the year you started at Papagino's in
I
Eastbrook Mall.
started Papagino's in Eastbrook Mall in 1997.
Okay, now late 90s.
Yep.
Did you ever think, when you first walked through the... By the way, it smells fun. I still walk in Eastbrook Mall, I'm like, oh, Papagino's. You do a phenomenal job. Did you ever think when you first walked through those doors in 1997 that you'd be there this long, honestly?
No, I did not.
You thought it'd be like a what, just part-time
Yeah, it
job?
was a part-time
Is that your first job ever, by the
That was
way?
my second job ever.
What was your first job?
Public Works as a summer help.
Oh, okay.
So I was the one of the high school kids they would hire for the summer. I did that for like 3 summer seasons.
All right. So how long did you do that?
3 years. I mainly helped maintain the parks and drag and line the ball fields for the games.
Oh. And then so Papagino's. What made you stay there as long as you have?
Originally, it was going to be like, the high school job. That was, I'm going to Eastern, so I might as well just stay, be my college job. And then, finished college. Honestly, the pay was better than some of the places I was
Worked your
going.
way up to management.
Yeah, so I took the step into management and been going full throttle ever since.
Gotta ask, because I love pizza. Who doesn't like pizza? Who doesn't love pizza? And we have a lot of great local pizza places around here. We really, really do. And I think that really flies under the radar now that you think about it. Willimantic has so
Strong
many
pizza places.
You got our pizza game is top notch. What is your favorite? I'm sure you've been asked this a million times. Your favorite kind of pizza at Papagino's?
Pepperoni mushroom. A little bit extra
Pepperoni
cheese.
mushroom. Picture that now. Slices are perfect. With all due respect to the other great pizza places here. Okay, so like myself, we both grew up around here. I was born and raised in Lebanon, but basically grew up with the the Wyndham Willimantic school system and did the little went to Lebanon or Lyman for a couple years. Tell us about Josh Niles growing up in this community.
Well, been here my whole life. Haven't left at all. We were talking about earlier before the show. I think I was in the first Boombox parade with like 6 years old. Me and my best friend painted our bikes red, white, and blue. We thought we were all cool. And we rode around. Probably annoyed a few people.
Well, at least, did you have a boombox on those bikes too?
I did not have a boombox on the bike. Sorry.
Oh, how dare you? No, I'm kidding. So that must have been I'm sure you have pictures of that and stuff, right?
I'm sure there's somewhere in the box somewhere.
So that's an early memory.
Yeah.
You were 6. We're just talking about this. You were 6, and that made me 14, 1986. And that was a great memory. How about some other memories growing up? Now, where'd you go to grade school? Where'd you go to middle school? Wyndham School. I'm assuming Kramer, right?
So I went to North Wyndham and St. Mary's.
Oh, so did I. St. Mary's. Okay.
Yep. And then I went on to Kramer and onto the high school, and I filmed the march. I filmed the march from the middle school to the new middle school.
Tell us about that. You filmed the march.
Yeah. So I was part of the TV production class in the high school. So we spent that whole afternoon filming them, clearing out a couple kids, clearing out the lockers, filming them walk to the middle school, walked around the whole middle school, filmed the whole school.
So you study a little TV production. You never thought about getting an internship here at the radio station?
I was actually offered one once at Papagino's.
Offered an internship?
Here.
Oh, yeah, here.
Yeah, I was.
Let me guess, my father.
No, it wasn't your father. I don't remember her name, but we were doing a fundraiser, and you guys were doing. You were playing live from the fundraiser.
Okay.
And they were trying to get the hook through the speaker system at Papagino's, which is very archaic.
Do you remember what year this was? Because I want to see if I was around.
I was in college, so it had to be probably around 01, 02.
Okay, yeah, I was not here at the time.
Yeah.
All right.
So I was like, I rigged it and I hooked it into the speaker
You rigged?
system. I rigged it up. I hooked it into our speaker system.
Colin Rice probably would have been impressed by that. Yeah. So somebody from the station noticed that?
They offered me an internship because I was in communications up at Eastern at the time.
Because you rigged the speaker. They said, this guy's good. Let's get him in here.
I was mainly focused on TV at the time.
Okay.
So TV and marketing were my two things at
Eastern?
the time. Yeah.
Probably, I'm guessing, John Zatowski. Probably knew him.
Yep.
Jay-Z. His name's come up on the show a bunch of times. All right, so how about high school? Did you have? You're going through. You say Wyndham?
Yeah, I went through Wyndham High.
So tell us about some of your years at Wyndham High. What were you? Did you play sports? What kind of? I know you're involved. You had some interest in TV production, but tell us a little about your years at Wyndham High. Any stories?
So I was football, baseball, and basketball were my three sports back then. Also bowling at the old bowling alley, Willie Bowl. And then, football, we had some great years during those years. Our freshman year, I think back of the football field, there's a hill. It's kind of really steep. We called it Dowdy Hill at the time because our coach was Coach Dowdy. And every practice we had to run
This
that
is
hill.
pre-Crudden.
No, Dowdy was the freshman football coach.
Freshman football.
So Crudden's there.
Okay.
So every practice, the freshmen had to run that hill. And as the games went on and we were kicking everybody's butt, he let us start a little bit farther up the hill each time.
Ah, wow.
The worst day was about 3/4 of the season, one team scores a touchdown on us. The next practice, we were down at the bottom of that hill.
It's like, the equipment. Remember they excuse me, I don't know if they still call it suicides these days, but they still call them suicides?
I don't know if they still call them
I don't know.
suicides.
I bet you they've
but
taken that name away.
They were definitely still called suicides
Yeah, but
when I was in high school.
You just gave me a flashback. When I played basketball, you get to the end line, the coach blows the whistle, you do the suicides of the lines on the court. But yeah,
I think they're called like quarter courts.
Probably quarter courts. That's the 2023 way, the safe way to call it.
I've heard it called that a few times by some of the high school coaches when they run the drills for the little kids.
Yeah. Okay, so as you get senior year at Wyndham, you kind of had a feeling what you want to do. Papa Gino's wasn't even in the picture. We're talking with Josh Niles here, episode 44 of Hometown Threads on 14 WILI 95.3 FM and Willimantic Today Facebook. Brought to you by Liberty Bank, be community kind. Okay, I know I did that kind of fast, but
Yeah,
we call
do it a bunch of times, so you know.
But anyway, okay, senior year. What's going through your mind? I mean, what do you have any idea what you want to do? Did you know you wanted to go to Eastern?
So I was looking at TV production. I visited a couple campuses.
Where else were you looking?
So I went and visited Nichols College. That was mainly because they sent me a letter to play football.
Oh, I've heard of Nichols. Okay.
Yeah, so I went up there, Division III, so no scholarship. So it wasn't that great either. So
still though, I mean,
it was fun.
Showed interest.
Yeah, they showed interest. So I went up there and checked the campus out. And then the other school I was looking at was URI.
You are really?
Yeah.
To play football too?
No, that was just to go to school.
Try and go. Come on, you could have tried and walk on.
I would have tried to walk
you
on.
are all right. The Rams, okay.
I would have tried to walk on a course.
Of course, you got to give it a shot. Okay, so URI, Nichols don't happen. You end up going to Eastern.
Yep.
Those are the only three schools in the picture for Josh Niles?
Those are the three schools I was seriously looking at.
Okay. So you end up going to Eastern. You told us you got into TV production, and then
I started TV production in high school. I liked it, and I tried to continue in college.
How about? Don't forget that at the time there was Charter.
I was running. I think I helped you on your inaugural sports show.
Oh my goodness, that's right. I
Yeah.
forgot. I had a sports show, and
I ran the back for you.
that's right. Was that early mid 2000s?
Yeah.
That's right, Josh. No, I totally forgot about that.
So I was running a few shows over at Charter. I helped you start with the beginning of your show. And then I also ran probably what's it called? The Democratic show for Wyndham on there. It's the Wyndham Works for I ran that for 2 years. Got all their guests lined up.
Yeah, a lot of these WILS shows that still run today on Charter. They call it it's Spectrum.
Spectrum.
And Let's Talk About It, right, Matt? That's still on Spectrum.
Yes.
Okay. You have a family. You're married. How many kids?
3 kids.
Tell us about. Give a shout out to your wife and kids. Tell us all about the family.
My wife Jessica, my son Xander, Isaac, and my daughter Mackenzie.
How old are the kids?
The kids are 13, 11, and 9.
Wow, they're growing up.
They are too fast.
So, are they all involved in the local parades, like the Boombox Parade, and of course this Friday night
This Friday night, my daughter and her best friends are gonna be elves. For
Oh, really?
Mrs. Claus, so.
Okay. Now who's Mrs. Mrs. Claus will be there. Santa and Mrs. Claus.
Mrs.
So
Claus.
you were able to get Santa and Mrs. Claus.
I got both. So Mrs. Claus is leading the parade.
When do you have to put in to reserve Mr. and Mrs. Claus to get them? Make sure they're going to be here, because it has to be June or July I mean, they have a list.
I always make sure I book them the day after the parade ends, so I got them next year.
See, that's smart.
Because they're around a lot.
I know they're all. I don't know how
how they
Santa
do
and
it.
Mrs. Claus do it. I just don't know how they do it. So they're not going to back out, right? They're here.
No,
they
they're
always,
here.
Okay, so now let's get into a little of this. You said you tell us about you proposed this holiday light parade in 2004. This popped into your head. This is your baby. Tell us how this was born.
So we're at the firehouse, most likely on a late Wednesday night, and me and one of the other firefighters, Kenny McClure, who's in South Wyndham now, where we wanted to go to the light parade. At the time, it was Ellington, Niantic, and Putnam were the three ones that we knew about. And Putnam was the same day as the Wyndham Center tree lighting, so obviously that one's out of the question. And Niantic and Ellington were a little far for some of our officers to let us take the truck. So we're like, you know what, we have...
And Willimantic didn't have anything.
We didn't have anything. We had a tree lighting, which was, at the time, was,
Nice.
nice. It wasn't huge. It was like, small, and most people came out to it. So we went in and we proposed it. It was a little late that year, of course, so obviously that didn't happen. A couple more years of proposing, and finally in 2007 they gave me the okay. So we had probably a handful of departments, and I think I-98 and one business in the parade for the first year.
Let me ask you this, because you have parents that are involved in local politics.
Yeah.
There's Dawn and your father Lloyd. Why, when you're proposing, why do you think it was? Again, I'm just asking because I'm unfamiliar with this. Why do you think it took a few years to finally say, okay, let's do it?
I think people loved like the smallness of the tree lighting.
Oh, okay.
And the tradition of that was the night. We tried to combine it with the tree lighting rather than doing it a different day to get more people to come out. And it was a nighttime parade, so it was different, and it was there was only a handful, like a few of them around the time. So
this has really taken off, though.
It has. It got bigger every single year.
How did it get bigger? Like, what did you? It's not like you. Well, yeah. How'd you get the word out to say, hey, if you'd like to be involved, blah blah blah?
So first, I think there was like a. It was geared mostly towards like fire trucks. We didn't have the businesses joining in.
Okay.
So it took a little while to get some more extra businesses.
How'd you get the businesses on board eventually?
I think last year was probably the biggest year for business, and this year blows it out of the water.
Do you have to like knock on their door, send them emails or whatever? Or?
So normally what I do is I either email, Facebook page.
Right.
I did try working with some of the different business groups in the area to try to have them push the word out about the parade, because obviously I don't have all the stuff. I don't have time to go knock on everyone's door and
Thank God for email.
Please join.
And then social media and all that.
Yeah. So this year, and in the previous years, it all had been just contact me and I'll write your name down. This year, I used the Google link. I think maybe that helped a little bit. So everyone just filled the form out on Google and just popped in my email.
So I see you have a list. Is that a list of all the sponsors that are that have been involved? Or,
this is the
list.
not
sponsors, the business.
This is the list of who's coming this year as of
Run
right
down
now.
real quick if you wouldn't mind.
Okay.
So you can just give them thanks,
Yep. So we got Wyndham Center Fire Department, Scotland Fire Department, Willimantic Brewing Company, Dayville Fire Department, Willie Special Olympics, Willimantic Fire Department, Columbia Fire Department, Lebanon Fire Department, a Cupcake Filater, MJ Bus, North Wyndham Fire Department, Trailside Canine, South Wyndham Fire Department, the Connecticut Star Wars Club.
Where are they?
They're all over. It's
how'd you get them?
So I've actually been trying to get the Garrison for a few years, and then I found a smaller club, and I emailed them, and then they're coming.
Oh, wow.
So, because I thought it would be interesting.
Luke, use the Force.
Casella Waste, Fire Alarm Specialty Design, Scrub Scraps, which is a new boxing club out of Coventry, Wyndham Youth Football and Cheer. I'm going to beat the boombox. I'm actually going to have a band. Chester Fire and Drum Corps.
Make sure you keep that band at the Holiday Light Parade, not July 4th.
We will, but So the Chester Fife and Drum Corps are coming. Sammy's Trucking, Wyndham Willimantic Cares. They're the ones who provide Santa and Mrs. Claus. Wyndham Waterworks, Thread City Classical Dance,
Okay.
A&M Landscaping. I don't know what this next one is, but they filled the form out. Grampy's Christmas Truck.
Okay. Wow.
Okay. Franklin Fire Department, Mayday Oil, Colchester Fire and EMS, Green Valley Tree.
Oh, Green Valley Tree.
Yep.
Josh Walmsley. Yeah.
Yep. Wyndham Public Works, Mountain Dairy, Mansfield Academy of Dance,
That's a great list. Wow.
WRTD, and Builders Concrete. And we also have the Mayor and the Cupids are walking.
Wait, no. You're still.
Sorry.
Come on. You're forgetting WILI and
They haven't, filled the,
98.3.
they haven't filled the form out.
Oh, wait a minute. This is a good question then.
Yeah.
First of all, that's not me. Is that a Colin Rice thing or is that an art thing? Who's supposed to fill that out?
I've sent it to a few different emails, a few different Facebook pages. I think
Did I
it's
give you- I give-
I sent to yours too.
Yeah, but that's not.
I figured you could forward on.
Let's get
whoever.
Colin K. Rice on this, and
Yeah.
I'll be sure to. Oh my goodness! I
And
don't know how we overlooked.
I don't think you missed the parade yet, but you haven't filled my
Oh
form
my
out
goodness! Well, I'll make sure he does that. And can people that are hearing this right now on Tuesday,
yet. Yep.
can they still contact you to get in?
Yeah.
Before, because what time is the parade? What's the deadline actually?
So I would say we would just so I make sure I can have enough room
Yeah.
to park everyone because we are. It is reverse of the boombox. We don't park at Gilson. We park at Memorial Park, and then we drive down to Gilson where the Christmas tree is. At the end of the parade, the Cupids light the Christmas tree, and then after the Christmas tree is lit, there'll be some of the places are staying at Gilson Square, so there'll be a small touch truck.
A little caroling too.
I'm working on caroling still, so I can't guarantee. You know any
We
DJs
wish
want?
you a Merry Christmas. We wish you. Josh and I'll do it.
And then, your singing voice is a lot better than mine. And then Santa and Mrs. Claus will be available for pictures inside the community center.
Oh, well, how about that?
Yep,
Okay.
so it's all decorated. If you go to the Wyndham Rex Facebook page, you actually can see a video of them, of Santa and Mrs. Claus giving a promo.
This is great.
And they have all decorated. It's going to be in front of the fireplace, got a big Christmas tree.
Now, if people want to get involved, there's still a couple days to go. You're
Yep.
cutting it close, like us. And if they just want more details on when to show up and all that, how can they say this a couple times? How can we contact you?
Okay, so there is a Facebook page for the Santa.
Yeah, how do they search for it? Willimantic Holiday
This is
Light
the
Parade.
Wyndham Light Parade. I still think it's still called Santa's Parade on Facebook.
Put all those in the
yeah.
search engine.
So, and there's a Google form on there, or you can email wyndhamlightparade@gmail.com.
WyndhamLightParade@gmail.com.
Yep.
When should people that are just going to attend the parade, where should they be? What time do you suggest them getting down there and getting a good seat?
So it's always packed around Gilson Square. There's always a bunch of small pockets between the Memorial Park and the Brewing Company is always a good spot. Always has a bunch of crowd. And then somewhere probably a little past this building here is where the crowd really starts. What we're working on now is I'm trying to get some. We're talking about Carol. I'm trying to get some caroling down there or some entertainment down there to give pause between the parade and the tree lighting, so people have time to walk down the road. They get to not miss the tree lighting.
Or, I doubt this is going to happen now, is if Colin or Art fills out the form, we're going to decorate the clown cars we call the I-98.3 WILI vehicle.
I guess that's
Maybe it's a
slight one
long
here.
shot, and Matt Rupar is probably excellent. Look, this is just an idea. If we could hook up a microphone,
Yep.
as Art and I are in the vehicle, I could start singing if we had speakers. I don't think it's going to happen. It's. I don't know if we can
Get
get
some
that done in 2
speakers, come
days. But that'd be an idea. Maybe not this year, next
Yeah.
year. Put speakers on top of the clown car, and as we're driving, keeping our eyes, who's in front of us, I could sing some Christmas carols.
There you go.
Not well, but anyway.
Hey,
So,
Christmas carols don't need to be sung that well.
exactly. But anyway, so that's just an idea. But I'm sure you'll figure out the caroling thing. But that could be something for next year.
So
If
if
we can-
anyone knows any carolers or singing people that want to come down,
There you
feel
go.
free to contact me because I've been striking out so far. On
Give
that
us your
part.
email again.
WyndhamLightParade@gmail.com.
WyndhamLightParade@gmail.com. We're so excited for the day after Thanksgiving. It's not only Black Friday, but it's a big party here in downtown Willimantic, the Wyndham Holiday Light Parade. I can't wait to be a part of it. If we get the foreman, seriously, right after the show, I'm getting my father on the line. We got.
I guess we should always also say that Salvation Army is providing hot chocolate.
Okay, great.
Right after you visit Santa, you'll get some hot chocolate on your way out. And there are a couple of awards being donated by Town Engineering.
Excellent. Any closing words besides that?
I hope to see everyone on Friday night. It'll be a fun, exciting night. Holiday Lights on Main will be lighting up.
They've already
Main
done a
Street.
great job setting up.
They've been setting up. They've been working for weeks, and it's bigger than last year.
Great job, man. I'm so proud of you. Wait, I didn't even know he started that. Excellent. All right, Josh Niles. Yeah, anything? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I figured
It's been a long time, and it's been fun.
Yeah.
And
it's been going since 2007, huh?
2007.
Excellent.
Saved in 2009 by Willie Waste.
All right. That sounds like there you go. Well, there is a rumor that Josh may be sticking around after Hometown Threads, and he might be on the neighborhood with 30 and Anita. So stay tuned. He could be here in part 2 of Josh Niles and the Holiday Light Parade. Thank you to Liberty Bank. Be community kind. Thank you again, Josh.
Thank you.
Episode 44 in the books. Thank you to J. Matt Rupar, Willimantic Today. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And the words of the great Roddy McCumber.
Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice. Or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.